Hello, y'all. Have you ever wondered what it's like to work for one of the top employers in the United States and a United States government agency, the United States Postal Service? Here I am to tell you. And just for you all are aware, I am currently employed by the United States Postal Service, and I am wearing a United States mail shirt, but I am here to give you, in my honest opinion, what it's like to work for them. And this is not a uniform form. This is a shirt I bought off of Amazon when I first started working for them to use before I got a uniform. But here I am to talk about it now. So, and yes, I did change my shirt. And no, it wasn't because I was wearing a U.S. mail shirt in this video to talk about it. I noticed there's a little bit of food on the shirt after I recorded that introduction. But that shirt is not in any way affiliated with the United States Postal Service, just as a disclaimer. But I just want to give my honest opinion what it is like for working for the United States Postal Service. A lot of people do seek out employment for them, and they are known for their great benefits, as career employees do get pensions, great time off options, and so forth. But I want to give my honest opinion of what it's like when you get through the door. I've been working for them for less than a year now, and I started off as a CCA, known as a City Carrier Assistant. And I gotta say, the first couple months were pretty great, to be honest. I wasn't fully trained in how to deliver mail, and I was only able to deliver packages. But the hours were fairly long. Cannot speak. Fairly long. I would start from 8 a.m. to work for 10 p.m. 6 days a week. And starting off during COVID probably is not the greatest thing, as everyone is ordering online and the post office deals with everybody's mail, from bills, birthday cards, Christmas cards, the packages from Amazon and stuff like that. And in my city where I am located, gets a great deal of Amazon packages. Amazon does not deliver in our area yet. They are set to do that, I believe, March of 2022, in about 2 months from the time this video is going out. And it is fairly hard. I would say after I started working on delivering the mail, days just got even longer. I would start at 8 a.m. to work till 11 or almost midnight, 6 days a week, to come back in at 8 a.m. the next day. And only have one day off is fairly hard and very difficult. And especially for someone like me, and side note here, I do have heart issues. I have a form of cardiomyopathy, so for me it was getting pretty hard on my chest, I must say. My heart, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. On my heart, and it was very difficult. And very difficult. And I took my glasses off because I am pretty much standing right underneath my dining room lights. I don't even use my dining room much. It's more of just empty space, but the lightest area in my house I have. So I figured there's probably gonna glare off of it. But yeah, that's another thing, and I'm getting off track. And the offices just tend to abuse you. They say they care about your, at least from my personal experience, they say they care about your safety and tell you don't do anything you feel unsafe doing. And I've actually had coworkers who say they feel unsafe in a certain area because some of the areas are very ghetto. we've had carriers get raped. We've had a carrier get attacked and actually lost her ear due to a dog that she couldn't see. And I've had one of my friend co-workers said that he felt unsafe in a certain area and brought everything back to go out the next day when it was light out. And the postmaster told him that he needs to go out and he cannot come back until everything is delivered. He didn't get done until 2 a.m. and was told to come back in at 6 a.m. the next day. So supposedly 4 hours of sleep, which is not safe at all when you're driving all day. And I switched crafts because in the postal services, there's different crafts from carriers to supervisors to clerks. The supervisors are in charge of the entire office. Clerks are in charge of getting everything sorted for each route in the morning and dealing with the customers that come through the door to mail off packages and stuff like that. And the carriers are the ones out on the street delivering everything. I switched crafts from a CCA to what's called an ARC, A-R-C, assistant rural carrier, who only deals with packages, so I don't have to deal with the mail. And that gives much more flexibility, but doesn't come with any benefits. There's two different sides of things. There's the rural carriers and the city carriers. City carriers get better benefits. You get overtime pay after 8 hours, double time after 10 hours in a day. And then there's the rural carriers the career rural carriers that have their own routes that they do every day they're called regulars if you have a certain route that you do every day and are a career employee. And the career employees get all the good benefits and the non-career employees don't. And that's just the way it is. And it's kind of interesting because I've done pretty much everything in less than a year because I wear glasses and my glasses actually got chewed up by my dog and were unusable for about 2 weeks. And my supervisor allowed me to do clerk work during that time. So I got things ready for all the carriers because they didn't want me out in the postal vehicle until I got my glasses back, so nothing happened while I was on the street, which was nice. And depending on which office you are, I've switched around from office to office, mainly helping out, and each office is totally different. But from what I've noticed, the supervisors don't really care about your safety. They really don't. They would just want everything delivered. They don't care how it's delivered. They just don't want it in the office. And I think that's kind of messed up. My office that I'm at now is definitely better. The supervisors actually are much more caring and understanding than my previous office. And I'm not going to disclose where I'm located or anything because I don't want it to really affect me in any way if this gets out to anybody. But I just kind of want to talk about it and get it out there what it's like so things can hopefully change. Because there's carriers dying out on the street. Because they get shot at and stuff. I actually had a coworker who had a gun pulled out on her. She immediately brought everything back and just went home because she wasn't going to deal with that. And I don't blame her. But things are just really difficult. A lot of people think it's sticking your hand out the window. As a CCA, I had a certain route that I did every day that was unassigned. And I was walking every day, 8 hours, come back to the station, given a portion of a different route to go do, and was walking some more. Because where I'm at, majority of the routes are walking. At least in the offices that I've been in. My office that I'm in now has a lot more riding and curbside mailboxes. But it wasn't like that in my previous couple offices I was at. And things just kind of need a change. can't expect people to go out there and risk their lives every day. It's literally pieces of paper. Yeah, it's people's bills, it's people's birthday cards, it's Christmas cards. And those types of things need to be delivered, but it should also be affected by people's safety. If carrier that delivers to my place comes out at dark and determines it unsafe, I don't blame him. Granted, I live in an apartment building with a mail room, so it's a little bit safer where I'm at. But some of these areas are super ghetto, and I've been in certain situations where I didn't feel comfortable. I still went and delivered it because I honestly don't care if something were to happen to me. I just figured if I get shot at something, it's on the post office for sending me out there, and I can get a decent paycheck. As wrong as that sounds, that's my mindset when I go out there. But it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. Yeah, I probably shouldn't even said that. But I personally don't think it's risk any of our lives. Because what happens if I die? Yeah, I get a life insurance policy through the post office. And if I die out on the street or something, my family gets $5,000. But that's not going to bring me back to my family. And they need us, and then they get on you about overtime but they don't hire, at least where I'm at, there's people calling out every day. They're down 10 routes because 10 different people who are on those routes called in. So that's all I gotta truly say, is that things, while people continuously try to get jobs with the post office, and we have people, it's almost like a revolving door. I don't even know how many times I've seen new people come in to work, say a week, and then quit because they're tired. Everybody is tired because they're overworking us. They're not giving us the time off needed in order to stay functional. We have lives outside of work, and they don't see that. They see us as an employee, and they see themselves as gods, and they go, "You're coming in tomorrow, and if you call in, you're going to be written up." But and a personal experience that I had is my grandma passed away back in September. I told my supervisor this, and it was October. Sorry, my bad. It was in October. My grandma passed away, and I told my supervisor, and my supervisor said, "Well, that sucks. Get back to work." We're supposed to have time off for an immediate family member like that. Grandparents, moms, dads, siblings. My supervisor said, "That sucks, get back to work." And when I told them when the funeral was, they told me, "That sucks," and declined my time off for it. And then, because I live in North Carolina now, and my family's back in Minnesota. So I would have to take some time off to fly out there for the funeral and fly back and stuff like that. And they told me no, and then when I called in for those days, I got written up for it. And due to the city carriers union contract, I'm supposed to have that time off. And that's a company-wide thing for immediate family members. And it just truly sucks. They don't care what happens. My office I'm in now and my previous office before that were a little bit more lenient and a lot more caring towards their employees. But my first office and to the other offices I went to help, they didn't care. Sorry, readjusting myself. They didn't care. They truly didn't care. And They need to realize that we are humans and we have lives outside of work, and they truly don't. They see us as robots. And I have coworkers that would vouch for that. And every one of the employees that has been there for a long time, they say, take care of yourself, because the supervisors aren't going to give excuse my French on this, they aren't going to give two shits about what's going on in your personal life. So if you need certain time offs, call in and stuff, they can't truly do much to you, because they oftentimes do break the company and union contracts rules. And what's the point of a contract if they're not going to follow it? Because both two sides have to come together and come to an agreement. And then post office is pretty much like, yeah, we're not following that. And that is just truly wrong. They need to follow their company policies. They need to follow the union contracts. And I'm giving my side of the coin on it. There's probably tons of videos on this. I actually haven't known, but I just thought I would make this video, try to get some things out there about what it's like working for the United States Postal Service. But yeah, I know it's been a while since I uploaded any more videos, especially my Brilliant Diamond Shine Pearl walkthrough. I was out of town for my brother's wedding, and then I got home and I got sick with strep, and my voice was very weak. And I'm still getting over it. I already went through the antibiotics, but every morning I wake up with a giant amount of phlegm in my throat, and it's hard to talk for a while. I'm actually filming this at like 8 o'clock at night. Later in the day, my throat tends to be better than it is in the morning, and I don't know why, but working on it and getting better. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any companies that you've worked for that are almost as bad as the post office that I currently am working at, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, see you guys.